Today we are going over lifting shoes. We're going to do a little mix of a product review. I'm going to explain lifting shoes to you, give you my honest feedback, and then let you know. Should you buy them? Let's find out. Now in order to do this, we will need my product review table. It's basically just a massage table, but here we are. Okay, so here we have the Nordic Lifting Olympic lifting shoe. Before we talk about whether or not you should get these, we should first figure out what we're dealing with. Okay, so right off the bat, opening up the box, we get a nice little note, basically, a little history lesson from Henrik Andersen, the founder of Nordic Lifting. And then it looks like it might be actually a handwritten note. Oh, maybe not, but definitely looks pretty cool, and it looks very well thought out. Okay, so open it up. Let's get one shoe out here. All right, off the rip, these look like pretty cool shoes. Make sure there's nothing else in the box. Fantastic, we will read those later. First impression, without really having gone over anything, I like the look of them. I think they're pretty cool. They look like they have a really solid base. I don't think it's going to give a ton of flex. Let's check the Velcro. Nice Velcro. So Velcro feels solid. Laces look good. I'm sure there are higher quality laces out there that you could get if you really felt like you needed them, but if you're wearing your Olympic lifting shoes that much, then I don't know, you might have some other things coming. All right, let's rip the tag off and see what happens here. Thing is on there. One thing I want to look at is the stitching, and it looks like there is pretty good stitching in the leather on the back. Honestly, it looks like it is stitched together pretty well. I'm going to do a long-term test of this, and here's that Velcro. Nice. See if it really does hold up to the wear and tear of use. I've been using barefoot shoes for years now, and I've had this pair for almost 3 years. So it'll be interesting to see how these hold up over time. Overall, it seems like the craftsmanship is pretty high quality, especially for being under $100. That, you know, something I would definitely consider, but let's try these out and see what they give. One distinct advantage that lifting shoes have, specifically Olympic lifting shoes, is that they give you this increase under your heel. So they act basically like a high heel. And what this does is it proportionally lengthens your tibia and relatively, again, shortens your femur so that when you are squatting, you have a smaller axis to move around, but it also artificially increases the amount of dorsiflexion you have, or the amount that you're able to lift your toes upward. And that's something that a lot of people will complain about at the bottom of a squat, is they say, I can't go any deeper, my ankles are holding me back. Well, this helps to solve a lot of those problems. One thing specifically you're looking for in a lifting shoe is, does it have a lot of flex? So like if you are wearing Hoka's or Pearl Izumis, you're going to have a lot of cushion and squish that gets in the way of you transmitting your force directly into the floor. When you have Olympic lifting shoes, that problem is eliminated because this should be very solid. If your running shoe sounds like that, you probably have a big issue. Now, one thing I'll say is these don't have a ton of flex, which is good. Unless you're doing something like CrossFit, where you need to be able to run in these are purely for lifting. They don't have a lot of tread on the bottom. It's very, very smooth, very flat, which again, you don't necessarily need a ton of grip unless you're lifting somewhere super dusty and dirty, but hopefully you're not in a gym like that. And if that's the case for your home gym, then sweep, my gosh. Okay, enough is enough. Let's lift. All right, hold on. Before we lift, I want to give you the comparison between this shoe and the shoe I currently lift in. So this shoe right here is a Xero shoe. That's X-E-R-O, Xero. And I've had this shoe for almost 3 years. You'll see here, no support, none at all. This thing is not designed to give massive amounts of support like this. For me, however, I've been walking barefoot for years and I'm very comfortable in this. I'm very comfortable squatting, deadlifting, running, everything. I do everything in my Xero shoes. Having said that, I want to try out the lifting shoes because I feel that when I am squatting, I have a difficult time at the bottom of my squat, even though I can get down, especially with a front squat. I feel that I struggle to maintain an upright posture. And I think that this little bit of a lift in my heel is really going to help me stabilize that portion of my squat. Okay, now we are moving to the lift. Here's the big question. Do you double knot your shoes? Let me know in the comments. Now I apologize for this next section because, feels pretty good. My audio is not going to be that great because I don't have my mic on. Because if I front squat with my mic on, my mic dies. Now for the test, a little warm up, then we'll go heavier. Whoa. Honestly, that feels so good. That's amazing. Putting a little bit more weight on here. Oh, that's funny. I had a 2.5 pounder over here, didn't even know it. My bad. Hopefully I don't get imbalanced. That's a joke, calm down. Okay, so before I get into my working sets, I'll just say that my form for 135 felt dialed in. It just felt really good to squat under load with these shoes on. See, the other thing about a lot of garages is that there is a slight angle, and I have always been facing into that angle, which would actually increase the amount of dorsiflexion I need to have to get into the bottom of a squat. So by adding these shoes in, I can actually negate that a little bit, and it helps me get into a more upright posture. Now let's try it with the working weight. See what happens. Also, shout out to grandmas for watching my kids so I could make this video and work out at the same time. Pretty sick. Amazing. Wow, what a difference. Holy crap. Okay, night and day. Seriously, amazing. I'm so happy with how these shoes feel. Off the rip, I cannot recommend them enough at this exact point. Let me get over some of my excitement, and I'll try to give you a good review that's not biased, hopefully. If you want to get the most out of shoes like this, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit subscribe, hit like, you're not going to regret it. Gotta catch my breath in between the sets so I can update you guys. Honestly, I was going to do a shot of me and my form squatting in the barefoot shoes versus squatting in these. I'm not going back to the barefoot shoes. The way that the shoes help me to stay aligned and vertical in the bottom position takes so much strain off my low back, which has been one of my biggest weaknesses for a long time. And I do strengthen my low back specifically, but it just makes it feel like I'm only using my glutes and my quads, which is phenomenal. It's exactly what I'm looking for when I'm trying to squat. Right now, 10 out of 10 would recommend. So the question remains, should you buy one of these shoes to work out in? Are they overrated? Are they overhyped? You probably know my answer by now, but it depends. See, because for me, the answer is a resounding yes. For you, it may be a completely different response. What I want you to do is find 2 small plates, maybe 3, and put them under your heels, just like you would if you were wearing an Olympic weightlifting shoe. Try your squat without the plates under your heels and with the plates under your heels. If you don't have plates, you can use a towel, roll it up, wash rags, anything that's basically 1.5 to 2 inches tall, and test your squat. If you find that your squat gets easier to do, you feel more comfortable with it, great. Try it with a little bit of load. Hold a dumbbell, hold a barbell, put some weight on it. Try your squat again. If it still feels better than without, I personally would buy some shoes like this. Now for these shoes specifically, I will leave a link down in the description where you can buy them. I will earn a small commission. It will not cost you anything extra. For under $100, I couldn't recommend them enough. This is not a paid sponsorship or an ad. I just wanted to review these and give you my honest opinion and hopefully help you make a good decision. If you have any questions about shoes like these or anything else you'd like to see, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.